This is Lauren Hollis for NOI Education Services, and I am here with my wrap-up of everything aXcelerate and VELG. So I wanted to start out with aXcelerate Day. It was held this year. It was on the Wednesday, the 2 days before VELG. It was held in the same venue at the Brisbane Convention Centre. I think last year they had around 200, and this year there was around about 400. There was definitely a lot more people, a lot more speakers, and a lot more happening. So very exciting to kind of see that stream developing and seeing how aXcelerate is continuing to build out. I think one of the, it was a really, really awesome day, primarily because the day was very heavily focused on all of the improvements that aXcelerate has been making over the last year, all of the new beta testing that's coming into play. This includes, short answer AI, assessment marking and recommended feedback for assessors, an AI tutor help tool that's going to be coming out in like mid or late 2025, a whole bunch of new functionalities that had been built throughout the year in terms of the agreements features, in terms of some of the other workflows and other streamlining features and things like that that have been built up over the last year. There's an AI templates feature coming in. And one of the things that I absolutely loved was just seeing all of these RTOs really excited to improve the services that they were going to be offering to students and their staff over the next year. Look, aXcelerate is definitely not one of the cheapest systems out there, but you 100% pay what you get what you pay for. And the amount of investment that's been happening in the company and just seeing all of the new features and all of the new things that we're going to be able to do with aXcelerate in 2025, where they came from at the beginning of 2024 to where we are now. That was what I found really enjoyable about the day. So I had lots of really good conversations with RTOs about, new features that they were going to implement and, ways that they weren't aware that they could work with the system beforehand, and additional usability that they could do to either make, trainers' jobs easier or admins' jobs easier, or give a lot more overview on data and things like that, so that management could make good decisions about, future directions of, where to take the RTO and things like that. That was a really, really interesting component of the aXcelerate Day. And for those that are thinking about what they want to participate in for next year, if you are working with aXcelerate as a system, I do strongly recommend that you send somebody along to that day. Seriously hoping that next year they will also be recording some of those sessions, because I think quite a few of those sessions have a huge, a very, very high level of value, particularly for your aXcelerate super users and things like that. But even if you're just starting to use that, or if you're considering maybe, jumping ship, I think that days like that are of really, really good value, because in my experience, the vast majority of RTOs are not utilizing their student management systems. They're certainly not utilizing their data. They don't understand their data. And as a result of a lot of the conversations that we had and a lot of the work that we've been doing with clients over the last year, we're actually going to be producing a whole data series. So we're going to come out with anywhere from between, I think, 3 and 6 episodes is what we're looking at the moment, on helping you guys to actually understand what your data, what your data is actually telling the regulator, okay? Because we're seeing a lot more happening in that space in terms of AI reviewing data, comparing data in different systems. So things like, comparing the NCVER data to PRISMs, comparing your student management system to PRISMs, comparing your student management system to your fund, the data you're putting up in your funding systems and things like that. That's a really interesting space, and AI is changing how the regulators are using that quite substantially. So I think that RTOs that don't have a focus on data are certainly going to be left behind in the long run. And if you don't have a system that accurately records what you're doing and allows you to produce some of those reports, I think you're going to be in trouble as well. So we will be producing a whole series on that. And then also looking at data, not from a compliance perspective, but really from an operational perspective. And again, this is a space that we've been doing a lot more work in, as to, for example, what is your current number of students? What is your unique number of students? What is the number of students that are active? And, you know, what's your parameters for active? Doesn't mean that they've logged into your student management system in the last 30 days. Doesn't mean they've logged in the last 14 days. Doesn't mean they've completed an assessment in the last 30, 60 or 90 days. I've had really, really interesting talks with RTOs over the last couple of months where admin are telling me that, no, we've got this many active students. And I'm going, yeah, but, you know, if you're saying you guys have got 500 students and 300 of them haven't actually completed a single unit of competency in the last 120 days, 4 months, right? And you're making an argument to me that those are active, quote unquote, active students. They're not booked in to come and do any training in the next 60 days. They haven't completed any training in the last 120 days, meaning we've got a 6-month period where no training is actually being engaged with. Try and explain to me how that's an active student. And I've got people in organizations that are trying to make the argument that we've got this many students and we're trying to manage them. I'm sorry, that's just not the case. Like, you know, your data in an organization is one of absolutely the best management accountability tools that you have. And it's just so severely underutilized. So that was kind of the update from aXcelerate Day. As I said, it was a really enjoyable day. Massive props to the guys at aXcelerate for building out from what they did last year. Very excited to see what they're going to produce for us next year, and really excited to start utilizing some of these beta testing features that are now coming out. If you are an aXcelerate customer, strongly recommend that you go and jump on to the website, go and, you know, organize to have a chat with one of their client managers to get an overview of some of the updates of the system, or look at working with some of the organizations that do work with aXcelerate to look at, you know, how much of the system you're actually utilizing and whether or not you can be getting a lot more functionality out of the system, because 9 times out of 10 you probably can be. That's kind of it for me from aXcelerate. I will do a separate one covering off everything that we did at VELG. We had an awesome time at VELG. First year that we had a booth, shared that with Prickly to Sweet and Vanessa McCarthy. That was just amazing. We had so much fun. We've had so many good conversations over the last couple of weeks. That's it for me, guys. I will keep it as short and sweet as I can today, but thank you so much for everybody that came up and spoke to us over the last couple of weeks. I really enjoyed meeting everyone. I'm looking forward to doing more catch-ups. That's me. That's Lauren Hollows. That is all from us at NOI Education Services. I hope you guys have a great day. And that's it. Bye.